if you're out west. If not, good afternoon. Happy lunch, post lunchtime, I guess. Sorry, I'm looking up because I have these two clocks over my desk to help me with the time zone. It's a mess. Anyway, how are you? Good to see you. I am excited about today's content in this video. So, I'll jump right in and stop rambling. How's that sound? All right. So, the past couple weeks I've been talking about client avatars. So your ideal client avatar is, I'm talking specifically for people who have businesses and they're trying to figure out how to get their messaging dialed in a very specific person. So 2 weeks ago, I did a live and a matching blog entry on my website about why it matters. Like all these stats about how important it is to make sure that you're talking to a specific audience. For example, think about the experience you have on Amazon or Google. It's very personalized. People expect that. So as a result, your messaging needs to be pretty specific too. So you need to know who you're talking to so you can talk straight to them. And then last week I talked more about where you found the data for it, because you can't just throw out guesses. You really have to know data, like good information about how you're looking for, which I knew is probably a good way to help step bookkeepers into it. I mean, spreadsheets, Excel, that's more like a bookkeeper kind of jam, right? It's just putting data together. It's not having to write. And there's lots of free places to find good information, even though it takes time. But I'm excited about today because I think today's content is pretty unique. Of course, I do research to put all of this stuff together. I want to give you guys good content. Hi, Doreen. Hi, Heather. I want to give you guys good content, and one of the things that really interested me as I was getting into this live was, there isn't a lot written out there about how to apply it. Like, you can find a million free templates for, here's a spreadsheet for how to put together your client avatar data and stuff like that. But actually finding a place that tells you how to apply the information, how to humanize it, is a totally different story. Hi, Diane. How are you? Finding someone to tell you how to do that is a totally different story. And I did not really find any articles that really specifically talked about that. So I'm excited that I get to give this to you, because that's a question I get a lot. It's just like, I don't know how to talk to my ideal client. And you don't want to make these client avatars and not know how to talk to them. The point is having a good a good tool for talking to your clients better. So let's walk through about how to humanize all that data you put together over the past couple of weeks, how to humanize them and how to talk to them, like how to really do your messaging right. So you're taking your 2D data and turning it into a 3D profile. That's the goal. So what you're essentially going to do, and this sounds funny because it almost sounds like you're making up an imaginary business friend, but it works. It works because we need faces, we need people. As I've said in the past, it's a lot easier to talk to Jane than it is to talk to, okay, I need to write a message for a 35-year-old stay-at-home mom. And Jane may be that person, but it's just like, okay, I can think in terms of Jane. I can write to a Jane. So what you're going to do with your data is you're going to, and I have visuals in the blog post. So if you're a more visual person, I would encourage you to go there, read it, take it at your own pace, and more organized, because I do better writing than talking. I'm a writer. You're going to basically make a Facebook profile, essentially, getting the highlights of who you are wanting to talk to, your ideal client avatar. And there's two things that you're going to want to do in addition to putting the information together for you to see. You're going to want to you find a picture to go with this person. Sounds kind of funny, I know. And you're going to want to give them a name. So go on to Google and find a picture that goes with it. I looked on my favorite image provider, Unsplash, but you don't need to do that because it's an internal document. You don't have to worry about licensing, all the things. Anyways, let's say your ideal client avatar is, she's a millennial, she's a mother, she's a solopreneur, she's got a side hustle that's successful, it's an online service-based business, and she's trying to grow it into a full-time gig. So find a picture online. The one that I have in the blog is just she's a girl in her early 30s, she's on her laptop in the dark in her bedroom at night because she's trying to work on it when the kids are asleep, And it gives you this very clear mental image. It's just like, oh, this is who I'm talking to. And it also reminds you, it's just like, oh, there's a person who needs my help, and this is what this person looks like. For illustration purposes, I'm going to call her Mary. The picture I found looks like Mary. So what you're doing is you're using this picture to help you really get into the zone of how can I write about my business in a way that Mary cares about, specifically Mary. Another thing that I do that you can probably do too, there's no really good way for me to turn this around because it would just be crazy. I'm sitting at my desk, and the reason why I'm rambling is I have Post-it notes all in front of my desk. Some of them are kind of crazy. But I keep the names of my clients in front of me at all times. I want them in my face. I want to be thinking of them all the time. And part of that is for my messaging. It's just like, if I'm struggling to write something for my business and figuring out who I'm writing to, I look at a name of a client that I love to work with. And instead of having this fake person that I made up, I can think, okay, how can I write this specifically for Jessa? How can I write this specifically for Amanda? And it helps me. It's just like, what do they need? So if you have a client or two that you love, pretend that you're writing to them. Think about what their problems are. Think about what their life is like. Think about what their business is doing. And write in a way that you're solving their problems or talking to them specifically. Another way, and I shared a link about this earlier this week, I know that one of the things I love about bookkeepers is that you're very good about bringing all the information together, and you want all the information and you analyze everything. But I also know that, or something that I've encountered a lot, is that you have this weakness of overanalyzing, and you have all this information and you're just like, oh my God, what do I do with it? So sometimes when I send like a list of suggestions too long to a client of mine, they just freeze up because it's just too much for them to lock up with. So I'm gonna see if I can help you how to reverse engineer. Sorry, totally distracted by the dings on my computer. Reverse engineer by doing an anti-avatar. So it feels like a lot of pressure to be like, I have to create the perfect client avatar for my messaging. Let's back up and let's make an anti-avatar. Sometimes it's easier to know what you do not want, and then you can have a better idea of what you do want. So make an anti-avatar. Create a profile of someone that does not fit your services, does not fit the ideal profile of what you want to work with. So, for example, let's say you're a 100% remote bookkeeper. You don't want to go into anyone's office. So you don't want to work with someone who is not tech savvy. So on this like anti-avatar Facebook profile, put a line that says not tech savvy. Okay, you're not messaging someone like that. Or maybe you notice that like when you look at your favorite clients, you're like, huh, these all happen to be people that, you know, are parents with kids still in the house. Okay, so that's who I want to work with. So on your anti-avatar list, you write down empty nester. That's not in your ideal set. Or the price point of your services. Pricing is a very important thing, and an easy thing to add to your list. Are you doing complicated work at a high value? If you're a bookkeeper, are you doing a lot of inventory? How much are you going to be charging? Because that really changes who you message to. So say you're doing high value work, you don't want to be messaging to people who are budget seekers. So on your anti-avatar list, put budget seekers. You know, make that someone that you're not talking to. And just like for your ideal client, get a picture, name this person too. I'm laughing because I'm looking at the picture I picked for the blog post. And once again, I just said, like, you know, for example, it's just like it's someone who's not tech savvy, someone who's an empty nester, someone who's a budget seeker. So I found a funny picture of an old man with like a wax mustache. It makes me giggle. Anyways, I'm going to call him William. William is the anti-avatar. So here's the thing. William's not a bad person. He really isn't. But you're making this for his sake and for your sake, because William doesn't want what you're selling. William doesn't want to deal with remote services. William wants a budget service instead of a high quality, high investment service. So don't talk to him. He doesn't want to hear what you have to say, and it's wasting your time trying to talk to him. He's not your ideal client. Focus on talking to Mary. Talk to Mary. Talk to Mary who has, the family. Talk to Mary who's an entrepreneur who wants, bigger services. And so I was really excited. Here's what you got to do. You have to exclude to excel. This is another way of saying niche messaging, but it's important to remember. You need to exclude to excel. So you have to, I said it really well over here, once again, writer, not a performer. You need to remember this when it comes to your messaging. Just because your services can help a lot of people, it does not mean you should be talking to all of them at the same time. And if you do, your message will lose impact. You need to exclude some people that you could possibly help in order to really excel at helping a smaller subset of people to help your ideal client. Once again, remember, we're in a world of personalized messaging. And here's an example I can give you from like my own life. I'm a content marketer. I write business content for online businesses. But I pinpoint my messaging specifically for bookkeepers. That's my niche. That's my ideal client. I could definitely write content for non-bookkeepers, and I do. I always have like active clients that aren't bookkeepers, but my messaging is specifically for bookkeepers. And instead of my voice getting lost in this like sea of like general copywriters, like I'll write whatever you need, whoever is out there and wants writing. No, I'm focusing specifically on this ideal client avatar of mine. I know who I want to work with. I know where they are. And because I speak to a very specific group of people, my message is heard loud and clear, and people who need my help and want to work with me know how to find me. I was able to exclude this other set of potential clients in order to focus on being really good at helping this subset of bookkeepers, online bookkeepers. It'll be the same way with your messaging. As you focus in on this subset, on your ideal client, even though it's scary to feel like you're excluding like all these other people, you are really excelling at helping the specific ideal client of yours. So don't be afraid. Okay, so we talked about making an anti-avatar. We talked about how to make them human, give them a face, give them a name, find a picture with a funny mustache. Anyway, that's just me for fun. All right, you got this person, you got this data. What do you say? How does the conversation go? Now, I will just give you some actionable stuff right now, because what you say, that's content marketing, baby. That's like, I could go on about this all day, and I will go into it more detail over time. Instead, I'm going to give you a couple of highlighter points for as you're talking to them. And actually, just so you guys know, I am working on creating a content calendar specifically for bookkeepers. So if you are struggling with knowing what to post, when to post it, how to sell yourself, how to connect with people, how to not just come across as just another bookkeeper. I have heard so many of you guys say that, and it's true, you guys are more than that, and we need to find, and there are ways to make people understand that you are more than a bookkeeper. Anyways, if you are still struggling with what to say, I'm coming up with a content calendar for you guys to help you with that consistency, with that quality content. For now, here's a couple of highlights and oh my god, I can't talk. Highlights, overviews, that'll be a good word. And the first one I'll talk about is 80% value, 20% sell. So there's this quote I like that I came across. If a brand focuses too much on itself, brand being your business, the audience will immediately see through it and tune it out. So if you sell too much, talk too much about yourself, they'll stop listening. So it doesn't matter, whatever you write. Only by discovering what your audience is really interested in and responding to those needs will your brand, your company, be able to maintain a consistent, sustainable, and engaging online social media presence. So what's that mean? You can't just sell all the time. You're gonna have to help your clients. That's what values, that's the 80% value. You're giving value posts. So if you post 5 times a week and 4 of them, make them sales-free value calls. You're taking care of your potential clients. You're showing that you're an authority. You are wooing them over a long haul. Content marketing has a really good ROI. It's actually triple Over the long haul, if you do it right, it's triple what you would get for paid advertising, and you don't have to pay for it if you do it yourself. It's pretty good. Um, so it is a slow burn. But you have to take care of them. You have to show them that you value them, and people expect that now. It's just like, this is how you build trust. Oh, I came across so many stats about how much this helps your business, and how much it's affordable. But let me give you some examples of what a value post is, because me saying that is probably just meaningless for some people. That's okay. So for one example, solve a common problem. Okay, we're going back to Mary. Mary's our ideal client. What are her problems? You got all this data. You have got all of the information. You know what her problems are. You know what she wants. You know what she struggles with. You know what time, what restaurants she eats at, stuff like that. What is one of her problems in her business? And how can you solve it? Maybe one of her problems is she wants more automation in her finances. Great, you're a bookkeeper and you know that stuff. So write a quick post about your favorite automation apps, like Receipt Capture and HubDocs or something like that. Or if she's using QuickBooks, teach her about how to use rules and memorize transactions in QuickBooks. Just something small like that. It solves a problem. It shows that you know how to help her and that you know what she wants. They want you to be talking about them. So another thing you could do to give value, what are the common tax deadlines that entrepreneurs especially need to be aware of? Put a page on your website, share a link. Also, do reminder posts on your page. Hey, entrepreneurs, in a week, in a month, this deadline's coming up, or today the deadline is due for this, stuff like that. Help them. Just be that source of information for them. And even if you just come across a good article or blog post or video about bookkeeping tips or QuickBooks basics for entrepreneurs, just share it. Even if you didn't write it, you're making yourself a trusted source for curated content about their business finances. Win-win. So 80-20, 80% value, 20% sales. So value, I think you got that covered. You will know how to give them value because you know your niche, you know how to do it, and you know who you're talking to now. So when you get to that fifth post, that 20% where you sell and promote your services, the best thing I can tell you as an overall, because you can write sales posts in so many ways, the best thing I can tell you as a basic is this bedrock principle in copy marketing, which is you need to sell benefits, not features. So here's what I mean by that. People don't care about your QuickBooks certification. They don't care about the 10 years you worked at Deloitte. They don't care about how many badges are at the bottom of your page. What they care about is how you can help them, how you can solve their problems, how you can make their lives better. So when you're selling your services, instead of listing the features that you offer, you need to tell her exactly how what you do makes her life better. So we're going back to Mary. Mary, our ideal client avatar. Tell her exactly what you'll do to benefit her. Instead of just saying we do outsource bookkeeping, tell her this is how many hours you'll save. This is how much more time you'll get with your family. This is how much more billable time you can put into your business and increase, your productivity by outsourcing your bookkeeping. Because once again, Mary, she's short on time and she wants to be with her family more and she feels a little guilty because she's spending so much time on her business and sometimes it takes from her kids. So you're like, hey, if you get my help, you get some of that time back. That's what and you're able to get in her head and she's like, oh, well, I do need that. I would like that. There you go. So you're selling yourself, but you're selling yourself in a way that she cares about. You're saying it in a way that hits her where she feels it. Another thing you could do for selling benefits instead of features, don't focus so much on, tax clean or tax ready or things like that. Focus on why she needs to be worried about that, the impact that has on her. Talk about her stress level. She's probably losing sleep some nights because she's like, I'm not sure if I did my taxes right. What if I get audited? I don't really know if I'm doing this correctly. Tell her you'll give her peace of mind. You can tell her, look, we can make sure that everything is up to date without you having to worry about it, and it'll be accurate because it's done by someone professional. You won't have to worry anymore. You can just hand it off and take a breath. And also for those who are going into more of the, oh my heavenly Lord, what's the word? That more like financial advisory kind of position. CFO, there it is, remote CFO, got it. If you're going into that more of an advisory position, you can be. I have a bookkeeper friend who's just like, I'm the expert in your back pocket. You know, for someone who maybe she's someone who like wants to maximize the information she gets from her finances. You can tell her, I will I'll be able to translate your numbers so you can get more profits. It's more money, it's a smoother running business, it's a better way to plan her future and grow her business, because that's what she wants. She wants a more successful business. She wants to be able to plan and move forward with it, and you can help give that to her. So hit her where her benefits are. She doesn't care about your features. You're a lovely person and super educated and qualified, I have no doubt. They don't care. They want you to talk about them and tell them how you're going to help them. So do that. And even though those are just basics, I know how much bookkeepers struggle with creating this content, feeling overwhelmed in writing it or what to write. These basics will get you so far, so far. I have seen so many bookkeeper blogs and websites and social media feeds. And if you do this consistently, holy cow, it will put you so far ahead. It'll put you so far ahead. And that makes me really excited. It really does. And yeah, I'm just excited. I hope that this is something that helps you and that you can apply. And of course, you can always message me with questions. And like I said, I'll be coming out with a content calendar soon. If you don't know what that is, I'll be giving you something to post about every day, specifically as a bookkeeping business. Once again, I'm excluding other companies to focus on bookkeeping so I can excel in providing specifically for bookkeepers, specifically for you. I want you to have that consistent content. I want you to be able to stand out. I want you to be able to show that you're more than just a data entry person, because I know that's something that bookkeepers struggle with. You are more than that. So I want to help you make content that shows that. Anyways, sorry, I get excited and carried away. In the near future, I'll be making a content calendar for you guys. I will let you know as that develops. I'm really excited about that. And I will be doing content about that for the rest of March. So keep an eye out for that. If that's something you're looking at for help or ideas, that'll be my next plan. And yeah, make this client avatar, man. You've got all the tools you need to make one, to talk to one, and to stand out as a bookkeeper on social media. One last stat for you, just so you know. So all of this writing, what this client avatar for, is called content marketing. And that is 62% less expensive than things like paid ads. And it generates 3 times as many leads. It's really good stuff, guys. And you can do it yourself to a degree. And if you don't have the time, you know who to call. I'd love to help you. Anyways, I have gone a long time. I've been very excited about this. For the 2 people still watching, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys later. Once again, I have a blog on this, which you can find wherever the link is on your window. And I will see you guys next week to talk about a content calendar. So have a good day, guys. Bye.